Katie.
Welcome back, girl.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here with my pals.
Yeah. Jamie O'Reilly is an incredibly wonderful songstress and more than that, performer and weaver of performances with your working partner there, Michael Smith.
Yes, right.
I mean, what an incredibly rich array of talent the two of you assemble.
Thank you so much.
And now that what we're talking about this time is your current production, Songs of a Catholic Childhood.
You keep cranking them out, girl.
Indeed.
Yes. I know when you count it up, there's a fair amount of stuff. But,
It really is.
if you love music and you love history, like I know both of you do, then there are stories that come up.
There are stories to tell, endless stories to tell.
What was the last time you were on the show? What we were doing? We were doing the Spanish Civil War.
The last time I was with Katie, we were talking about the film about the women in the Spanish Civil War.
That's right. That's right.
And which is dear to our hearts.
Well, I'm sitting up here, a Protestant boy by birth.
So what do you
with
know?
A couple of Catholic girls. I one time did wander into a confessional looking for my buddy, and the priest
It's
said,
an interesting place
I got
to
a
look
bunch of
for a
stories
buddy.
like that, but well, he disappeared in the church, and I probably had to get home. And I think it was Ash Wednesday, too, and then I put a cigar
even
butt
better.
on my forehead, and he told me God was going to strike me down. So I'm honored to be here with the two of you. I've learned a lot from both
We're
of you
a little
over the
scared
years.
being here with you.
Hanging out with Katie and her family. I've been to a lot of Catholic church services, funerals, weddings, etc. And I really, when I saw that Jamie was putting together this, Songs of a Catholic Childhood, another play, and I said, oh, this is good. And you contacted me, and you said, let's be on the show. Katie can help out. And I know you two are going to sing a song at some point today.
We might just do that.
Really, Michael? I liked seeing all the pictures of, the First Communion pictures, the humongous groups of students in front of Catholic schools. People don't believe it when I say we had 62 kids in a classroom. You
had your picture circulating a little bit last year, I think.
I did?
From your family where you all went to school.
Oh, yeah. One of the little kids. When you have big families, you have little kids and big kids. The little kids graduated from St. Barnabas.
Right.
And even went to Christ the King for a little while, this was unheard of. I was a martyr's girl myself.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
And where did you go to school?
Well, it's interesting because I'm talking about Chicago here.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Crystal Lake, but my folks were from the whole pocket of German-Irish folks from the Northwest Side, Jefferson Park. And they raised their kids out, in the suburbs because of the GI Bill. And then most of us moved back to the city. So I was in Catholic grade school and Catholic College DePaul. I know you went to Mundelein.
Yeah.
And then I started working for social justice with your sister, Eileen, and Eileen Heineman, with Call to Action. But this show, I think, this show, what's specific about it's really a concert with stories, is about the folks I would call the Kennedy Catholics. Does that make sense to you, Michael?
No, you got to explain it to them.
All right, so there's, it's really about the cultural Catholics of the late 40s, 50s, and 60s. And in Chicago at that time, it was a huge population.
Huge.
But if you came from the suburbs like I did, the Catholics were they were like second-class citizens.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Absolutely. And Kennedy really changed that. But,
See, here in Chicago, we had something called Daily.
Well, he did one good thing.
He liked the Catholics.
Right. And
I'm not sure.
So this show really is the perspective of how a kid encounters from a big family where there's a lot of sacrificing going on and a lot of sharing and a lot of people telling you what to do. How a kid encounters the great mysteries of Catholics and why they do what they do. And so Michael and I chose songs from our eras, our separate eras. He's a generation older than me. He was raised in New Jersey. And we also do songs that we've written about the experience. So if you're coming for something like Sister Mary Ignatius Tells All, it's not that. But if you're coming for something that's sanctioned by the current Catholic Church, it is absolutely not that. As we say, it is a liberating, right? It's a liberating musical journey. That's what we say.
Liberating musical journey. Yeah. So it's not the old too easy of a target. Patent leather shoes reflect up. Any of that kind of simple.
It is. There are moments that are so funny.
Yes, I would imagine.
And Michael wrote a song called Pagan Children.
Pagan Children?
And he crams all the things that we were told in terms of the propaganda during the Cold War about diving underneath your desk because of the bombs and Joe McCarthy and what you had to wear and how you had to get a crew cut, and it's very funny. And then in the middle of that, I do a complete ode to all of the actresses from Hollywood who played nuns.
Oh, very good.
And that's really hysterical. Loretta Young is
Loretta
the
Young.
big one there.
She was a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way to Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine's in there.
But really the classics are Ingrid Bergman and Audrey Hepburn.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
You're telling me my lyrics. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all right. So back to school, September 15th. Tell that event.
We're doing two gigs this month with this. The first one is at a new venue that I'm helping do the media production for in the South Loop, in this big old building at 1550 South State Street, and we're debuting on September 15th. We're having an opening act, which is Dyed in the Wool, a band, and then we're doing the show at 8 o'clock, and that's on their website, which is The Venue at 1550 South State. And that's Michael Smith and me. And then on September 29th in Evanston, there's this wonderful new venue that's run by a family called The Pig and the Weasel. And that's September 29th.
The Pig and the Weasel?
Pig and the Weasel. Skevinston. It's in Skevinston.
Oh, that's an interesting family.
Yeah, it's a great place. You can get that stuff on my website, which is jamieoreilly.com.
jamieoreilly.com. Well, I'm looking at the set list. I guess it's not a set list. It's more of a program, but it is a set list. And you've got songs that I sang as a kid. My God! And then I'd love to hear some of these songs that you all printed yourself.
One of my favorites is the last one of the first set. It's called I Fell Out of Love with Sin Today. Because one day when I was 45, I decided that I was no longer naturally a sinner. And that was a big deal for me. And I sat down and I wrote that song in 20 minutes. And I said, this is it.
How wonderful.
But, the stories, too, you would resonate with because the phenomena of the huge family, ours is 14.
Yeah, they don't get much huger than the O'Reilly
That's a big
family.
one.
And,
my family of 8 looks small comparison. We're almost half. Thanks.
What about the McGurk family here in Rogers Park?
Yeah, they had a slew.
Over 20.
Really?
Oh, my goodness.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, telling you the truth.
Okay.
Maybe you could tell folks about why people had such big families in that era.
They was eating fish on Fridays?
Okay. There's a new theory. We practice the rhythm method, which...
And when you're from a musical family like I am,
you're
cranking them out.
You're cranking them out because the rhythm is strong, baby.
Even in non-Catholic families, sometimes we have what they call Irish twins.
Well, yes.
A couple of kids pretty close together.
And then they wise up and start taking some other birth control or something. But no. We love all of our children and our families. What were you asking from me there?
Well, obviously the political situation right now and
Currently.
issues with birth control, et cetera,
How is it we got to a place where birth control is an issue in 2012?
Again, yes.
We can. The difference between Tampa and North Carolina.
The same guy from the Catholic Church closed out both with a benediction at both of them.
Wow.
What was that about?
He's covering his tracks.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, covering all of the bases is what I meant to say. We have a song that, are we going to play it at the end, Michael, or are we going to play it right here in the middle?
Well, I know I've been trying to get you guys to sing a song together, but we do have a song of Bernadette, which is from it. It's
Jennifer Warren's, the great singer, did a tribute to Leonard Cohen a while back. It was one of my favorite records. And actually, there's a great story with this. So my father was a great actor in Chicago, died in 1990, and as we say, he left a lot of unfinished business. And I came upon this song and I said, what do I do at the funeral? Well, I have 8 sisters, and my 8 sisters and I sang Song of Bernadette, which was written by Leonard Cohen and Jennifer Warnes and Bill Elliott, and it's grown to be one of my signature songs. So we end the serious part of our show with it. It's kind of my balance to Michael's story about his father, who committed suicide when Michael was 17, and Michael went on to do a musical that won 5 awards about his family story, and his song is I Brought My Father With Me. So for those of us from big Irish Catholic families, we also know about the presence of the Father, and Song of Bernadette was my way of acknowledging that.
God, and the Irish Catholic thing, in true Irish Catholic fashion, you've brought me to, just right before the old tearing up thing.
I think we're going to give it a shot and try to play that tune.
All right. That's wonderful, Jay. You can bring it up anytime you want.
You are listening to the Live from Here We Go.
There was a child named Bernadette.
Now we are going to cry.
I heard the story long ago. She saw the Queen of Heaven once and kept the vision in her soul. No one believed what she had seen. No one believed what she heard. That there were sorrows to be healed and mercy in this world. So many hearts I find broke like yours and mine, torn by what we've done and can't undo. I just wanna hold you. Come on, let me hold you, like Bernadette would do. We've been around, we fall, we fly. We mostly fall, we mostly run. And every now and then we try to mend the damage that we've done. Tonight I just can't rest. I've got this joy here inside my breast, to think that I could not forget that child, that song of Bernadette. So many hearts I find broke like yours and mine, torn by what we've done and can't undo. I just wanna hold you. Come on, let me hold you, like Bernadette would do.
Yeah, you can fade out.
If you can hear us, we'll fade back come in.
Here we go. We're going to fade it down.
Can't undo.
Oh, that's a beautiful tune. What a beautiful tune that is.
It is gorgeous,
I'm so
Jamie.
mellow. But during the course of the
Come
tune,
on, let me hold
we were talking, and you told a little story. And how about giving us that story right now?
I just wanna hold.
Okay, we're hoping we're back online here
Come on,
with Jay
let
from
me
downtown.
hold you.
Don't know because our engineer isn't in front of me.
Like birds.
You're listening to Live from the Heartland, 88.7 FM. We're here every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. on the corner of Lunt and Glenwood, live from the stage of the Heartland.
Jamie O'Reilly, when we were listening to your tune, you told us a little story. How about telling us that story right now?
Well, you know, singing a song like that and having Michael do a song about his dad, things get really serious in our second act of the show. So
That'd be Michael Smith, her
Michael Smith,
performing
right.
partner.
Yeah, who wrote the Dutchman, his very famous song. And so we made sure that we put in a little quasi-Irish ditty that's Michael's ode to the statues, the weeping statues. And the truth is that there are about 1,000 sightings a year. Most of them are in Ireland, Italy, and the United States.
Right here in Chicago.
Sure.
And in Chicago, there was the stain underneath the highway. Do you remember that?
Yeah, oh God.
1985.
We had a Guadalupe right over here on Rogers. And
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a big deal.
So this is called Weepin' Madonna.
Uh-huh.
And it's